The girl tied the man to the bed, stepping on his chest with one foot and then on his face. Despite his desperate pleas, he couldn't escape the punishment and was brutally assaulted. As she scolded him for not recognizing kindness, she called her best friend over to join. The man was having a terrible time. It was supposed to be Father's Day, but he couldn't celebrate with his family due to overtime work. It could have been a decent, quiet night alone, but the sudden, urgent knocking on his door interrupted his creative work. When he opened the door, he was surprised to find two girls drenched in the pouring rain. They were shivering from the cold, begging for help. Moved by their plight, he kindly invited them in. The two girls hesitantly took off their shoes and repeatedly thanked him. He didn't say much, quietly turning around to grab towels for them. However, when he came back, the girls were no longer in the living room. They had run into his room without asking, and he felt awkward but handed them the towels. The girls explained that they were trying to get to the next city but had mistakenly gotten off the bus too early and were now stranded with no place to go. The man, after hearing this, ordered them a ride, but because of the remote location and the heavy rain, the taxi wouldn't arrive for another 45 minutes. The girls didn't seem bothered. One of them suggested drying off their bodies with a hairdryer, to which the man immediately agreed. He made them hot tea and the girl showed no hesitation, asking him to help dry their clothes. He took the clothes, carefully placed them in the washing machine without looking at them. The girl, sitting with a dog, started playing and kept complimenting the DJ equipment, suggesting the man play a track. He felt shy and politely declined. The three of them chatted casually. The girls learned that it was Father's Day and that the man was working, unable to celebrate. They expressed sympathy and then hugged him enthusiastically, one on each side, making him feel quite uncomfortable. The man tried to keep his distance and sat down on a sofa further away, but suddenly the girls' conversation became more intimate, deliberately saying suggestive things. One of the girls picked up a photo of the man's wife and curiously inquired about his life. It turned out he was an architect, and his wife was an artist, with many of the home's decorations being his wife's creations. The man showed them a book that was a catalog for his wife's exhibition, but the girls weren't really interested in the book at all. They were just trying to get closer to him. The two girls continued to flirt with him as he maintained his composure. Eventually, he got up again and moved to an even farther seat. He pulled out his phone and saw that the ride would take another 20 minutes to arrive, so he continued chatting absent-mindedly. But before long, one of the girls leaned in again. She complained about her boyfriend and then said all men were just driven by their lower halves. The man awkwardly smiled, unsure how to respond, and tried changing the subject by asking about their jobs. The girls explained that they were flight attendants and deliberately showed more skin, gazing at him seductively. He was clearly uncomfortable, so he pulled out his phone again, noting that the ride would arrive in 5 minutes. At that moment, the black girl excused herself and went to the bathroom, leaving just the two of them in the room. The atmosphere became more tense and suggestive. The man got up to tidy up the DJ equipment and the woman followed him. She handed him a CD and asked him to play it, then began dancing provocatively to the music. He quickly turned his head away, breathing fast, but the girl didn't stop and even commented that this was the most beautiful experience. She then grabbed his hand and invited him to dance with her. He tried to resist, but she was persistent, and the tension in the room grew. Just then, his phone rang, bringing him back to his senses. He complained that the taxi had arrived at the wrong time. The woman went to call her friend and he took the opportunity to fetch their clothes. He went to the bathroom door and knocked, but there was no response. So he covered his eyes and pushed the bathroom door open.